Hello everyone, welcome back to another session of Dark Souls PvP and another weapon showcase. This time I'm using the Abyss Greatsword, and in my opinion, of the three Artorias Greatswords, this is the best of them. There are a few reasons for that I'll go over a little bit later on in the video, so in the meantime, getting started with the weapon itself, the stats required to wield it. They are 22 Strength, 18 Dexterity, 18 Intelligence, and 18 Faith. The weight is 9 units, which is one less than the other Artorias Greatswords, and the stats are actually a little bit lower than the other Artorias Greatswords as well. I believe both of them require 24 Strength, and that makes sense. They weigh a little bit more, they require a little bit higher strength. It just makes sense, logic and all. Now, other things about the weapon I should mention, it does gain additional damage by having humanity up to a total of 10, and I believe at 10 humanity the total that it increases the damage by is 80, and that is all pure physical damage. This weapon does not deal split damage. Now, the reasons I think that this weapon is better than the other Greatswords of Artorias are because of the fact that, one, it doesn't do split damage like the Divine Artorias Greatsword. 2, it does more damage than the Cursed Artorias Greatsword. 3, its moveset is infinitely better. Its R2 attacks are a lot more reliable to hit, with the exception of its two-handed one, although I actually have landed that a good amount of times, just not for this video, unfortunately. I'll get it eventually again, of course, when I'm not recording, but that's just the way it goes. Now, there are a few other reasons why, in addition to the moveset and all, that I prefer this one over the others. I mean, it's nothing that major. I listed the major reasons, so I'm just gonna move on from here. Now, this weapon is really pretty good. It's got some good pros to it, not very many cons in my opinion, except for the fact that its two-handed R2 attack can be pretty difficult to actually make contact with, unless you go unlocked with it. That's what I've done every single time that I have landed it. It's been an unlocked attack, and it makes it a lot more reliable, because people will, in general, not want to block it. They will tend to move out of the way of you when you're trying to do it, and they'll either go left or right. They, in my experience with it, they rarely move straight back out of reach. So really you can sort of just guess left or right and how far, and you've got a pretty decent chance of actually landing it. Now, the one-handed R2 attack has a good ability to dead angle if you are decent at that and are willing to risk exposing your back. Other things I should mention, criticals are fairly decent, typical of a Greatsword. I really do like the comboing ability with its R1s and the jumping attack. I should have probably thought of doing that with the regular Artorias Greatswords, but I guess it just didn't occur to me then. But it does give you a little bit more of a combo ability than you would normally. So jumping attacks are something good to keep in mind that I have been forgetting somewhat often recently. I don't know why, but oh well. Now let's see. Other things about this weapon that I should mention. For the pros, you have the typical Greatsword pros, being good stun locking. This weapon has a fairly decent combo ability, but it's not on par with the other Greatswords in my opinion. And I don't mean the other Artorias Greatswords, I mean other ones in the class in general. So I'm not going to really consider that a pro. It's got a fairly decent reach. I believe it's slightly longer than the Bastard Sword, same length as the Claymore it seems, maybe even a little bit longer than that. I'm not exactly positive on that. That's pretty much all I can really think of with the cons, or with the pros rather. Now to get started with the cons, as you can tell I had those on my mind when I was talking just then. The cons of the weapon, in comparison to the other Artorias Greatswords, this one doesn't have anything special going on with it. It has the highest damage output of them, but it doesn't have anything special. It doesn't have a divine modifier, it does not let you attack ghosts. So for a PvE standpoint, this weapon is not the one that you want to go with. Chances are it would probably be one of the other two if you're going between the three. From a PvP standpoint, though, the cons of the weapon would be the lack of a comboing ability. It's there, it's just not as strong as the other Greatsword class weapons, but it is still better than the other two Greatswords of Artorias. Other cons would include, I don't know. I really can't think of any. This weapon is fairly decent. It's pretty solid. It hits a good amount. Parries are good. Backstabs are good. Ripostes are good. All that good stuff. And I can't really think of many cons for it. Don't know why, but even the reach on this weapon is pretty good. I believe it's actually a little bit longer than the Claymore. I believe. And if I'm wrong on that, someone please correct me. I don't need to see it a million times in the comments, but if I'm wrong on that, just someone make the comment. Everyone else can just like it up from there. But anyway, that's really all I've got to say about this weapon. So, might as well just do a little quick channel update on what's going to be happening next. I will be doing a few more showcases. They will not be happening immediately. I've got a few things in my mind that you will be seeing very shortly. I've got them already all nice and recorded, and just awaiting commentary, actually, so I'm going to have 3 more videos after this coming up relatively quickly. I'm going to spam the channel a little bit, but I'm sure that you guys won't mind, right? Right. Alright, well, after this right there, I got tired of just chasing him around, so I went for the roll BS. After this, we got one last fight. Not much time left in the video, so I'm just going to leave here. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, found it helpful in one way or another. Please like, subscribe, and all that good stuff, and I will see you next time.